Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about Ideanomics, IDEX once again. So this is an update to my last video. If you would like to watch that one, it's in the description below. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave your notifications on. At any point while I'm going through technical analysis, if you feel that you're not understanding each of these indicators, you'll find a playlist in the description below that can explain what each of them means and what they are. Now I'm going to go through technical analysis, news, and what I think about the stock, and the rating I would give it for myself. Jump right into it. On the MACD here, we get to see a little bit of a sideways movement. It seems that it has rejected a reversal sometime around the 1st or 2nd of September, and ever since then just continued to drop. Now on the IDEX, it suggests that there is a sloppy movement, and on the million percent R, in fact, it's getting in a lot closer to the overbought situation here, a little bit around the neutral. Going on towards momentum, it looks like it has an okay momentum from what it did have around the 26th of August, yet it hit its quite of a new low for quite a bit here. Now moving averages here do look quite bearish, so other than the stock being above the 200 SMA, and that has been for quite a bit, it's still below the 50 SMA, the purple line. Red line is above the green line, 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, and it's below the trading action zone. So what does that mean? It is basically bearish on the moving average point, and if it does go to the trading action zone, it's more likely to see a negative reversal right off on there. On the ADX, it's sloppy, so it's basically is more of a bearish roll. Now everything here seems to be bearish except the volume seems to be gaining interest, but for the wrong reasons. So I'd say that is as well bearish on the one-day perspective. On the 1 hour perspective, we get to see a very much of a similar indication. We get to see that it might be testing a little bit of a Monday negative reversal as well once again. On the ADX, it supports in a very strong indication that a trend can be easily formed on a 1 hour scale. But million percent R was moving all around the place, and momentum seems to be regaining. So on the moving averages, it's basically the exact same thing. You get to see here a negative reversal was seen after into the trading action zone that is a bearish one. But on the 1 hour perspective, currently it's all bearish all around, except that it's barely just a little bit above the VWAP line, which is bullish. Now one more thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the 6 months 1 week analysis. You get to see here on the MACD, it has gone through a negative reversal on a 1 week term. Now that is quite a negative one to see, just because it has been on a quite of a positive MACD for quite some bit. Now let's move on towards moving averages, and we get to see it's way below on the moving average. So on the bottom it's sitting at 111, middle we're looking at 123, and on the top we're looking at 135. Now we're looking at the unbalanced volume, and it looks like it's just continuing it as a drop rather than more of an accumulation positively. Moving towards Fibonacci retracements, and this is from the last time I've done it, I did say the 114 was a significant support area, and it did break it. Now on the Fibonacci retracements, what I can do as well is I can move on and just get one more line here. Get to see the other significant Fibonacci retracement is at the 81 cents. Now what I'm going to be doing as well, I'm going to go through significant supports and resistance. You get to see a significant current support is sitting at $1.01. Below there we're looking at a 98 cents. And below there we're looking at a 96 cents. I do apologize for the small screen space. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to consider just this area here. So around the 96 cents. Below that we're looking at a 94 cents mark, and below that at a 90 cents mark. And then below that we're looking at 87, and then 86, and then 82. Now significant resistances, since we're sitting at the 109 mark, we get a little bit of a few of them. 116 seems to be a good one here, and then 111, and then we're looking at the 134. Now if we were to consider more of the recent, probably looking at the 110, then right above that the 111, and then above that the 116, 119, and then we're looking at the 123. Alright, so let's try to look at the latest news. So latest news here, nothing significant other than newsletters. Of course there has been about a bit of an update on the company itself, but before going on, the next two catalysts is a conference on September 15th and another one on October 22nd to 23rd. Did cover those in my last video, so I'm not going to go over it again. The next thing over is an institutional buyer from 2 Sigma Securities that did happen on the 10th of around 17,000, almost 18,000 shares. Moving forward, you get to see as well a Form 14A, and this one was on the 4th regarding an annual meeting, although nothing seems to be out of the normal here. A little bit of an increase of insurance under the plan of 56.8 million of stocks, but nothing significant that is not usual seen about stocks like this one. A recent filing for the 424B2 suggests that there is a possibility of a dilution, but this one is a little bit different. And so this one is a DBOT kind of exchange where they're going to be offering basic kind of shares at 90% off the price of a stock, the current stock. So they do mention it around, they have in the next 36 months or so to offer around $150 million of its common stock. Now another one here, this is more of an entering of form. Usually when we get for 424B2, is more of an indication of an offering. Although this one here, it seems to be more of an issuing of 1.6 million shares for DBO2 LLC and 100,000 to Mr. Dennis Toner. So it doesn't signify an offering coming up soon, but it looks like it's quite some interesting things happening for this stock. There is a possibility of an offering because they did submit their shelf a while ago, but I don't think that's what's blooming for this stock. Let's try to identify what's probably the next move for this stock. Last time, I believe I gave it a speculative hold, but for this one here, I'm going to be downgrading it for one reason. This market has been a little bit choppy, and this one here has broken quite a significant support, not once, but a couple of times. Around the 112 mark has been my significant support, and so I'll give it consider selling. And why am I giving it this one? Because this company has a lot of potential. You cannot say that they don't have a lot of potential. They do have a lot. They have a lot of future contracts that can come in through. They have it's an amazing company when it's on paper, and there is a lot of ventures, and they're very fluid in their movement. But the stock market is a little bit spoiled in that sense, where if they don't see something very hot right now, not something bringing them a lot of money right in this second, they're more likely to stay away from it. And IDEX has been a subject of a lot of hype recently, and it looks like the hype is dying, that you might want to consider selling it off. But if you hold, there is potential for this one to still see spikes. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.